One of the things that came through from you guys when you shared your dilemmas with me was that a lot of you expressed that you feel like in interpersonal relationships and in life, you care more, you give more than you receive. And, there's this kind of lack of support and things of that nature. That which we lack externally, we first need to produce it internally. When we are able to prioritize our needs, put ourselves first, and this is not selfish, which I'll mention later, then we will start attracting people who are able to show up for us when we need it. And we're not going to feel like we're always giving more and not receiving anything in return. When we practice spirituality, what is the end result? We always talk about reaching higher states of consciousness, but what does that actually mean? It has to do with our relationship with ourselves. It has to do with developing the kind of love and connection and friendship and peace with all parts of ourselves, even the parts that we dislike. And when we achieve this, we come to a place of actually not depending on anybody professing their love and validation of us and approval and things of that nature. So this is just a little food for thought for today. If you're doing your practices and you practice spiritual disciplines, if it's not taking you closer to loving yourself, then you may want to adjust some of those things. And I also want to mention that I find it very curious that when we talk about raising healthy boundaries for ourselves and looking out for ourselves and kind of focusing more on our own well-being, we tend to call that selfish, which is like the stupidest, most ridiculous thing in the world, because our capacity to love others and extend ourselves to others is completely dependent on our capacity to love ourselves. Up until that point, if we have self-loathing and we lack self-compassion, the love for another is going to be very conditional, and it's going to come from the place of neurosis and wound rather than from a wholesome place. So let's not call that selfish. Let's just call it healthy. So here is to us loving ourselves more and then extending that light into the world onto others.